So Dominic, I think we'd best start off by saying congratulations on booking a quarter-final for Derbyshire, again against the odds.
Well, that's what we tried to set out, a team that could, get ourselves into that quarter-finals. I think a lot of people wrote us off, like they do with Derbyshire, a small county. Even though the last couple of years we've actually put together some good results. We had a quarter-final here against Hampshire, didn't turn up that day, but yeah, I'm really pleased, not just for myself, but for the group of guys who've worked really hard. We've had some blips on the way. I think a lot of these supporters will tell you that, especially at home. But to finish off with 3 wins was a great fillip for the side, and we'll see who we get in the quarter-final.
And you obviously came in knowing you were going to be T20 coach for the whole campaign. You knew the squad that was out in front of you. Fair to say lacking a couple of those power overseas, but it's about executing a game plan, and that's what you've done. Yeah, we have, and I think everybody knows it's always going to be difficult when you don't have 2 overseas players or 2 T20 overseas players. We've had obviously Logan, who's done really well. But in the likes of what we've had in previous years. But yeah, we tried to set up a side. We brought in obviously Darren Stevens and also Boyd Rankin, and they've helped, even though it didn't cost the club too much money. That they've definitely helped. But it's a group of guys who work really hard together. They've worked really hard to make sure they got the results right, and we got ourselves a quarter-final, and we're looking forward to it, and hopefully to get that elusive one step further and get this club to finals day. And you mentioned it there, dream start against Yorkshire, and then a bit of a blip in the middle, and then back towards 3 wins at the end. It must be great to see that momentum.
Yeah, it's not easy, a side that, we're up sometimes against 7 international players on the opposite sides, and you've just got to try and forget that and focus on what your positives are. As a side, we know how to play a game of 2020, we know what our strengths are, we also know what our weaknesses are. And at times we did show the weaknesses. We've got to be honest and truthful about that. But I think back-to-back wins against Yorkshire, obviously beating Northampton twice, beating the holders Worcester, going to Lancashire and being the first team to beat them, going to Leicester after what happened here on the back of being bowled out and with 26-6 in the power play. I just think that showed the courage and the character of the side. And we're not bothered who we get in the quarter-final. It's simple. They're all going to be good teams. We know that. We've just got to go out there and try and execute the plans.
And there have been some outstanding individual performances. Billy Godderman, Ravi Rampal, the leading wicket taker for Derbyshire in T20 in a single season. You must be delighted with those guys. Yeah, the senior players are always going to be the ones you want to look for when you've got a side that probably hasn't got that overseas players that we're talking about. But like Billy leading as captain, you've had Wayne Madsen with innings. Obviously Ravi Rampal, not just in 2020, I think for the season. If he's not player of the year, I don't know who should be, but 70 odd wickets already this year. But even the unsung heroes, the people like Matt Critchley, who's taken over the spinner's role and taken crucial wickets and also crucial spells. Alex Hughes, who's done so well in that middle order. Lewis Deploy, who's come out. What an innings we saw at Headingley when he smashed Dwayne Olivier, the guy who used to play here. So there's lots of individual performances. But what's really impressed me is a group of guys who've taken their knocks, who've people who've written us off and said there's no chance that Derbyshire can make the quarter-finals. And I think there's a confident group of 14 guys, 15 guys in there who are looking forward to a quarter-final. And that's been plain to see, those gutsy performances. And do you think the incredible support we've had here at Derbyshire has helped? I think I think it was released over 18,000 people have come to watch us at the Paternaire County Ground. It's something that obviously I love to see it. I've seen big crowds at this ground before, quarter-finals, semi-finals, in other competitions in past years where this has been packed and heaving. And we want to get supporters back here. You see it obviously that with the football. Once they start doing well and their crowds get bigger, we want to get crowds here. But if you don't win, it's simple. People don't want to come and see. So we need to get our home performances better next year. We didn't win enough games here for my liking. But I just hope that some of these supporters can really go to Edgbaston, and that'll be the one smile that will be put on my face, that these guys can make that trip down the A38, because it's as close to international cricket as you can get at 2020 finals day. Whatever happens, whatever the results are on that day, we're still a game away, a massive game away, but we're a game away that some people thought we'd never get to.